LangFlow just got updated to version 1.0 and shipped a highly requested feature, global context passing via API. If you haven't used LangFlow yet, it's the most popular low-code agent builder platform, fully open source, and I already made a full tutorial about it on YouTube. Check it out, it's totally worth it. Before this, if you wanted to pass data to components, you had to use tweaks with specific component IDs, which change between versions. Not a great design. So imagine you are building a multi-tenant application. You need to pass a username, tenant ID or user preferences to your flow, and every component should be able to access it. With tweaks, you would have to know the exact component ID. That's annoying, fragile and breaks on updates. With context, you pass it once in your API call and any component can read it via self.ctx. In the next few minutes, I will show you how that works directly in the code. Okay, I'm now in VS Code, and as always, you can get the link to this repository in the description of this video. So what do we have here? I installed LangFlow with UV. So we've got a project.toml, and now we can start LangFlow with UV run LangFlow run. And we can pass a component path where we can pass a path to components that we built on ourselves. So I built this personalizer component, which inherits from the base component class of LangFlow. And the most important part here about context is this. So the getUsername method now accesses the CTX attribute, and that is a dictionary. So that makes it quite easy to use. We can access the key username and provide a fallback if username is not provided in the context. So quite simple, we will use that information and build it to create a data object with the username that we pass and also the message text which is slightly modified. At the end, we want to pass that component to an output component. So I'm going to show you the little graph that I built with a simple input component and an output component and that in between. Okay, so LangFlow is running and this is the flow that I built. We've got a chat input, the username context reader, which we can provide a fallback username, which I will just use unknown, and the output. So we cannot directly use this in the playground since it's a new feature and only available in the API. To make a LangFlow flow in API, we have to click on share and then API access. And now we can see we get a flow ID and we directly get the Python code to make that work. Very important, we have to provide an API key for that flow. And to create an API key, you have to click on the top right, then on settings, and then you have to create an API key here. Just create new, then generate API key and copy and paste that key in the .env file. So that is my API key that I use for this project. Okay, so that's the basic setup, and now we've got two ways to provide context globally. The first one is to use it in the payload. So that is the payload that I just copy pasted from the documentation, but with one extra field in that dictionary, and that is context. So that is the key. And now we provide another dictionary, very important dictionary, because in the component itself, we access that value with .get. So this has to be a dictionary. And here we pass username as key and Alice as value. So that is the username that we send as global context via the API. The second option is to use headers. So you can pass an header object in the request. And what you can do is you have to define this prefix x LangFlow minus global minus var minus and then the value that you want to pass. And at the end, the value that you want to pass via this header. So I definitely have a preference to not use the headers, but instead just pass it in the payload. That is much cleaner, especially if you want to pass a lot of information via context. Okay, so now let's try it out. Let's just run Python and then option a.py. And we can see the username is Alice, the message is hello world, and we can see that from context is true. So that value Alice is retrieved from the context. If we comment out that line, then we should see username unknown, and we fall back to the value from this input that we, just a second, here it is, that we provide here, that is the fallback username. Okay, that's it for this video. I think context is a really great new feature and makes this amazing open source project even better.